and that, most of the institutional community in the U.S. adheres to U.S. law. And whether it's Treasury, whether it's the BIS at Commerce, or whether it's the State Department sanctioning entities that are foreign entities, those are divested. But that's a legal standard. There's a fiduciary standard that I don't think institutional investors in the U.S. have paid attention to. And I think that is those companies that continue to do business with entities that we sanction are still invested in by the U.S. institutional investor community. We at the University of Texas are going to lead the way in raising the fiduciary standard for institutional investors in the U.S. by saying if you're going to invest in companies that basically continue to defy U.S. sanctions and break U.S. law, we're going to divest of you, and we're not going to buy your stocks, your bonds, your derivatives, and we're not going to allow our external managers to do so. It actually is completely logical, and it adheres to the fiduciary standard that we all should be adhering to. And the good news is the University of Texas is going to lead the way here.
All right. Well, as one of the largest endowments in the country, I would think that has an impact. But how do you communicate then with your external managers? Can they continue to own stakes in some of these companies, but not for you? Or are you going to argue that they need to divest across the board, regardless of whether those are funds that are UTIMCO funds?
Look, it's all going to be on the front end. There's going to be a little bit of friction, and all of our capital is externally managed. We have about $45 billion in total money invested around the world, and if these investments are in commingled funds, we'd imagine that the investment manager has to make a decision whether or not they need to adhere to this fiduciary standard for all of their investors or just for some of them. And, we are willing to work with all of our external managers on setting up separately managed accounts that might exclude these investments, or if they want to make more difficult decisions. Our investment team, our investment staff at UTIMCO is one of the best in the world, and they're the ones doing the communicating. The board and the investment staff together decided to enact this plan, and the investment staff is working with our external managers on making sure that they get into compliance with our new compliance plan.